Hello there, Carrie Rhodes here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is episode 2 of my Tiny Gingerbread stamp set series. Each week in the month of November, I will be bringing you new ideas with this cute little stamp set. Last week, we had some fun with hot cocoa and gingerbread men, and today I thought it would be fun if we played on the Little Gingerbread Boy books and create a couple scenes. I'll be making a slimline card and a traditional A2 size card with this theme. And I also want to announce the winner of last week's card giveaway. Everyone who commented was entered to win the A2 size card I made in that video. So the winner will appear across the screen right now. I thank you so much for stopping by, for watching my videos, liking them, leaving me such sweet comments, clicking on and shopping my affiliate links. It means so much to me, and it really helps me continue to bring you fun videos. So now, if you would like to leave a comment below, you will be entered to win the A2 size card that I'm making in today's video, which, by the way, is my favorite of the 2 cards. Usually I love the slimline, but not this week. So why don't we go ahead and jump in and get started. Starting by stamping out all the images I need for both of my cards. I've pulled out a few extra stamp sets today. I have a little house from Winter Village, the car from Car Critters, a fox from Mom Plus Me, and a fox from Fox Costume Before and After stamp set. I stamped those 2 times to get them nice and crisp and with Copic friendly ink so I can color these out. So here you can see how I colored each of my gingerbread people. E11 as my lightest, E13 as my mid-tone, and E15 as my darkest. I gave them each a red and green button, and that's how I colored all of them out. I'm using similar colors for my gingerbread house, E15, E25, and E23 for those 3 colors to make the gingerbread part of the house. I will also make this house have a red door and window seal and chimney, using R17 as my lightest and then R46 as my darkest. I'll blend that out with my mid-tone, which is R29, and then come back as a final blend with my lightest color. And then added a little bit of cool gray in C number 2 to the roofs. And then for my large foxes, I'm using a very similar color combination. I just wanted all the brownish things to blend together. But my darkest color here is E19, which has a considerable amount of red in it, and that will give it that red foxy look that I want. Red foxy look. Oh my gosh, I didn't get enough sleep last night, everybody, so if this voiceover seems off, that could be why. So I'm just blending all of this out with my lightest color, and then I'll add a little bit of that C2 again to the whitest parts of the fox for some shading. So I wanted these cards to be inspired by the Little Gingerbread Boy or the Little Gingerbread Man stories, where he gets a ride on the fox's back across the river and might meet his demise. So that's how this started. They're kind of morbid cards, really. I mean, if you think about it, it could be morbid, but we're not going to go there. Not very much anyway. So I'm coloring out this car. If you like the Car Critters, I did an entire series for my stamp set of the month with the Car Critters stamp set. I made some cute cards, if I don't say so myself. And so I will make sure and link my Lawn Fawn playlist at the end of this video so you could go check those out if you're interested in that. And I'm just using some blue markers and some really light tones for this card because I thought it would match the sky and the little river I'm going to add to my first card. I told you, sleep. It's a big deal. All right, so just finishing out the silver parts of the car, and then I will add 2 little red lights and a red license plate for this car just to tie it in with the rest of the red on the car. And I'm going over the tires, and then when I finish up the car, I will come back and add a little bit of C8 because I felt like the tires just weren't quite dark enough. So there it is. It's such an adorable car. I love that stamp set so much. All right, so there's all my colored images and the markers I used if you want to check those out. And then I'm going to die cut out all of the things. They're actually the fox in the bottom corner that I'm die cutting out first. I don't actually end up using that guy, but he is super cute. So cute. All right, so once everything is all die cut out, I'm going to work on my background. So this is the new Over the Mountain border stamp set. For my Slimline card, I've die cut the largest Slimline panel with the large Slimline with sliders set and stamp those all at once. And then I'm going to mask off the mountains and do my sky with some salty ocean and then the new snowy stencil. I'm going to use blue. I know snow isn't blue, but it just seemed like the thing to do for this card. So, you know, it's Storybook inspired, so we can have blue snowflakes. All right, I'll remove that mask, and you can see how I colored out my mountains with just some cool gray markers. And there at the bottom, I had a separate panel that I ink blended with that salty ocean, spritzed it with water, and die cut it with a wavy border to create my little river. You can see I've added my house, and look at my little gingerbread man riding on the back of the fox. He's going to get a ride across that ocean, but he notices there is a very upset, partially eaten gingerbread man in the water, and so he is catching a clue right about now. I used my cool gray C0 marker to make little footprints in the snow there, and then I added another little gingerbread girl to be up there by the house, and she's like, what is going on? She's not sure what just happened. Both of these gingerbread people are feeling that way right about now. And then I'm adding a sentiment from the Tiny Gingerbread stamp set that says, have a sweet Christmas. I'll emboss that with white powder onto this red cardstock, and then when I emboss it, that powder will melt up and it will be all shiny and raised up on the paper. I just can't get over the magic of embossing. I love it so much. So there's my little banner. I'll pop that up with some foam squares at the top of my card panel and just make sure that's, you know, mostly centered. And then I'll glue down the card front onto my base, which is 8.5 by 7, scored at 3.5. I added some white gel pen and some glitter pen to that as well. And then I am making my card number 2. This time the gingerbread people have caught on to the fox's sly ways, and they are making their escape in their cute little car. So I'm using the same Over the Mountain border set, but this time I'm going to die cut them out and layer them up. So I stamped my first panel, and I used my little road piece, which was just a rectangle. I cut the sides off at an angle, and my card to kind of figure out how high up I wanted that. And then I'm going to stamp the road part with some white ink and trim away that excess so it can be paper pieced into that background. So I'm just cleaning everything off, and then I will go ahead and start fussy cutting these out. I was very slow and very careful with this, so I sped it up greatly so you didn't have to watch the painstaking slow cutting, which is my speed for fussy cutting. Painstakingly slow. All right, so now I'm going to use this border as a guide to where I want to stamp my second border. I'll remove that, stamp out the second one. This is my second or middle layer, and I am stamping it twice just to get that crisp ink and nice impression, and then I'll die cut that. Then I'll put the two together, and I'm just using temporary adhesive to hold these together. And then I will have a reference as to where I want to stamp out the mountains. And then once I have that where I want it, I can remove the bottom two pieces that were temporarily adhered and stamp the mountains with my Copic friendly ink. Just like that. Aren't the mountains cute? I love this set. You can use it for so many things. I am going to cut that out. I really didn't have to cut it out. I could have done this ink blending with another mask and had one less layer on my card, really. But I don't know why I didn't do that. I'm just thinking of it now as I'm talking to you about it. You know, hindsight. So there is the same snowy background that I made for my first card with that Salty Ocean Distress ink. And now I'm going to paper piece everything together. So there's a road put in and around those little trees, and then I'm going to glue each of the layers together. Look at that come together. It's so cute. And then onto my card base. I love it. It's so much fun. I love that stamp set. It's one you don't look at and think, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I have to have it. But really, it goes with all the things. You could make it wintry, summery. There is a little sleigh in it and a little deer. So It's really cute set. So here's where I decided that fox just wasn't going to work for me. So I pulled out my coaster critters and stamped out this tiny little fox, colored him just as I colored the big one with the same colors, and then I will die cut him out and add him to the scene instead. So now he's going to be up here by the little house thinking, what has happened? Just like the little gingerbread girl was in the last card, because these little gingerbread people have outfoxed the fox in this story and have made their getaway in their cute little car. I did the same exact sentiment, stamped with clear pigment ink, embossed with white powder, and I will pop that up at the top of the card. I added white gel pen for highlights, and then to add to the snowy and wintry effect of this card, I did use that glitter pen from Lawn Fawn again on all the like little snowy areas of this card. I thought adding a little bit more snow in the background would be really fun with this pen to make dots in and around those stenciled snowflakes, and I loved how that looked. You can see it when you turn it in the light. So there's that sentiment popped up on the top, and then I added one more tree here at the bottom, which is also in that Over the Mountain border stamp set, and you can see how I added the color to this using my G02 for my lightest color, and then my G19 as my darkest, G05 as my midtone, and then just went back over that with my lightest color and a little E25 for the trunk, and then of course the white gel pen for highlights, and again with the glitter pen. So that finishes up card number 2. I really like how this one turned out. This has to be my favorite this time. Usually it's the Slimline, but I just think it's fun how the gingerbread people outfox the fox. And I have to say, my Slimline card is more simple than cards I normally do, and so I really was kind of proud of myself because it's hard for me to make a simple card. But I just think it's cute with that half-eaten gingerbread man in the water, and he's all frustrated, and then the other gingerbread people catch a clue and they are now escaping in their car. It's like the two cards, it's like a continuing story. Anyways, I loved it. If you did too, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could be entered to win the A2 size card with the little car on it. I thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe because I have new videos all the time with cute little cards. I think they're cute. All right, I thank you so much for stopping by. I will be seeing you again very soon. Happy stamping. Bye.